Since its debut in 1988, Roseanne has not only marked a significant milestone in American television history, but also served as the launch pad for a cast of talented performers. With its sharp, witty writing and socially conscious storytelling, Roseanne captured the hearts of millions and introduced audiences to unforgettable characters. Over the years, the show's cast has experienced many ups and downs. From major successes to heartbreaking tragedies, not just on screen, but in real life as well. In this article, we'll take a look back at the journey of the main cast members over the past 30 years, uncovering the heartbreaking tragedies they've faced and examining their net worth as of 2025. It's a journey filled with challenges, but also one that inspires with stories of resilience and unwavering determination. If you're a longtime fan of Roseanne and want to learn more about the lives of the cast after they left the screen, don't forget to drop a comment with 1 if you felt connected to their emotional journey, or 0 if you have a different take. Be sure to like and share so your friends can follow this powerful story too. Sara Chalke, who played Becky Connor for the second time starting in 1993, was only 16 years old when she began portraying a smart and sarcastic teenager in a chaotic working-class family. Although warmly welcomed by fans, Chalke struggled with the pressure of replacing a well-established character, which led to lifelong anxiety and a fear of never being accepted in Hollywood. Her career after Roseanne was unstable, with roles that never gained the same level of recognition as before. Chalke married Canadian producer Evan Dalton, but their marriage ended after 10 years amid rumors of infidelity and emotional distance. They have 2 children, Jack and Emmeline, but both have been kept out of the public eye. Sara's relationship with her parents also soured after a public lawsuit involving mismanagement of her earnings when she was younger. Over the years, Chalke has battled depression, suffered a miscarriage in 2008, and experienced a near-fatal car accident in 2013 that left her with chronic back pain. Although she occasionally appears in television shows, Sara Chalke's career remains largely quiet. At 48 years old, she lives a quiet, secluded life in Vancouver and rarely gives interviews. Her net worth is currently estimated at around $750,000, gradually decreasing over the years due to medical expenses and financial difficulties. While she still participates in some projects, her personal life is far removed from the spotlight. Michael Fishman, who played DJ, the Connor family's youngest son, was only 6 years old when Roseanne first aired in 1988. His portrayal of the shy, often overlooked youngest child brought a sense of realism to the show. After the series ended, Fishman's career declined as he struggled to transition to adult roles. Fishman married Jennifer Briner in 1999, and they have 2 children, Aaron and Isabel. However, their marriage ended in divorce in 2018, following long periods of separation and emotional distance. Fishman endured the pain of losing his adopted son in 2020 to a drug overdose, a tragedy that left a deep scar in his soul. He had estranged himself from his parents for over a decade due to unresolved family issues. His battle with depression worsened in his 40s. Financial instability haunted him after a series of failed business ventures. To make ends meet, he briefly worked as a substitute teacher. Despite facing many difficulties, he occasionally finds behind-the-scenes work in the production department. Now 43 years old, Fishman lives alone in a modest apartment in Los Angeles. He leads a quiet life, staying away from the spotlight. His net worth is currently estimated at around $150,000, much less than his childhood fame. However, he remains grateful for the time he had on Roseanne. John Goodman, who played Dan Connor, was 36 years old when he joined Roseanne. He portrayed a lovable working-class father. His acting brought joy to the show, but in real life, Goodman faced many struggles. He married Annabeth Hartzog in 1989, and they have a daughter named Molly. However, issues with alcohol and food addiction caused his life to spiral, leading to multiple stints in rehab during the 1990s. His weight ballooned, putting pressure on both his health and his marriage. In 2007, Goodman experienced a heart attack that nearly took his life, which prompted him to give up alcohol. Although he made a successful return in prominent films like Argo and 10 Cloverfield Lane, Goodman still struggles with survivor's guilt after losing two close friends to drug overdoses in 2018. While personal hardships haven't diminished his successful career, they have shaped him into a man who continues to fight through his struggles and move forward. John Goodman quietly parted ways with Annabeth Hartzog, though they never officially divorced, living apart due to chronic arthritis and insomnia. Goodman began turning down acting roles. Now, at the age of 72, he lives in relative solitude in New Orleans. Though he rarely gives interviews, he continues to support mental health initiatives and occasionally teaches acting workshops. His net worth is estimated at around $6 million, though it has declined due to healthcare costs and years of poor management. Martin Mull, who played Leon Karp, the sly and sarcastic manager at Roseanne's Diner, joined the show in 1991 when he was 45 years old. His dry wit and aloof delivery made the character of Leon a fan favorite. However, Mull's actual experience with fame was far less glamorous. Despite receiving praise for his comedic timing on Roseanne, his subsequent projects deeply disappointed him career-wise. Mull married artist Wendy Hose, but their marriage was marked by prolonged distance and jealousy, especially during Mull's frequent acting comebacks. They had a daughter named Maggie, who publicly spoke about the emotional scars of growing up with an emotionally distant father. Mull endured significant mental health struggles, and in 2012 he survived a mild stroke, which severely affected his mobility. After the stroke, Martin Mull struggled with chronic fatigue syndrome, limiting his public appearances. Although beloved by friends, he is still seen as emotionally distant and quietly tormented by regret. Now, at 79 years old, he leads a quiet, reclusive life in Palm Springs, spending his days painting landscapes that no one sees. His net worth is estimated at around $900,000, including art royalties, with the remaining funds barely enough to cover his growing medical bills. Michael O'Keefe, who played Jackie's husband Fred on Roseanne, was 38 years old when he took on the role of a sweet yet awkward character trying to make a family work. While his character struggled with commitment, O'Keefe's real life was no less tumultuous. He married singer Bonnie Raw in 1991, but their marriage ended in a bitter divorce a decade later, plagued by prolonged separations and conflicting demands in their careers. Laurie Metcalf, who played Jackie Harris on Roseanne, was 33 years old when the show premiered in 1988. Her portrayal of Roseanne's quirky and spirited sister quickly became a fan favorite thanks to her sharp comedic timing. Metcalf's personal life, however, has remained relatively quiet. She married actor Jeff Perry, but their marriage ended in a bitter divorce in 1992. Their daughter, Zoe, struggled with addiction throughout her teenage years, placing a heavy emotional burden on Metcalf. After two brief subsequent marriages, one to a playwright and another to a film editor, Metcalf withdrew from public life following a nervous breakdown in 2007. Her career after Roseanne was unstable, with performances that were often praised but overshadowed by long gaps between jobs, largely due to her battle with severe anxiety. In 2015, Metcalf lost her younger brother to suicide, which further deepened her sense of isolation. Although she once won an Emmy, her faith in Hollywood diminished after multiple projects were abruptly canceled. Now 69 years old, she lives a modest life in a small coastal town in Oregon and rarely appears in public. Her net worth is estimated at $1.5 million, significantly reduced after years of medical bill lawsuits and ongoing financial support for her family. Sara Gilbert, who played Darlene Connor, was just 13 years old when Roseanne began. She quickly became a voice of her generation, known for her wit and anxious, introspective performance. However, growing up on set blurred the lines between acting and personal identity. Sara's early relationships were damaged by secrecy and control. She had a long-term relationship with musician Linda Perry, with whom she has a son named Rhodes. That relationship, however, ended in a prolonged custody battle in 2020. Gilbert also has two children, Levi and Sawyer, from a previous relationship with producer Allison Adler. After leaving The Talk in 2019, her career struggled, with her production projects receiving lukewarm responses. She also battled clinical depression after her brother was diagnosed with cancer in 2021. A trusted business manager embezzled nearly $800,000 from her, leading to a year-long legal ordeal. Now 50, Gilbert lives quietly in a cabin in Los Feliz. Despite numerous setbacks, she remains active in voice acting and scriptwriting. Gilbert's current net worth is estimated at $3 million, a significant drop from the earnings she made during her earlier successes. Despite the many challenges in her personal life and career, she hasn't given up, continuing to work in voice acting and remain creatively involved in the entertainment industry. Alicia Goranson, who played the original Becky Connor, was only 14 years old when Roseanne began. She portrayed a stubborn, sarcastic Becky, and her performance was praised. However, Goranson's career after the show was unstable. She left acting to attend college, which caused tension with the producers and confusion among viewers when her character was recast. She married stage actor Daniel Morrow in 2001, but their marriage ended after 6 years due to jealousy and difficulties with having children. Goranson later adopted a daughter named Lily and raised her as a single mother. Amid financial difficulties, her acting career stalled, limited to off-Broadway performances and a few short guest roles on television. She had to endure the pain of losing her younger brother to suicide in 2010, which pushed her into a deep emotional spiral and distanced her from her extended family. Goranson sold her house in Brooklyn and moved to a remote farm in Vermont. Now 50 years old, she lives off modest royalties and teaches acting part-time at a community college. Her estimated net worth is $180,000, and she has little remaining fame compared to what she once had in the past. Johnny Galecki joined Roseanne at the age of 13 as David Healy, Darlene's boyfriend. His performance captured the vulnerability of a young man yearning to be accepted. After Roseanne, he found great success in The Big Bang Theory, but his personal life has been full of turmoil. He has never been married but has had several high-profile relationships, including a long-term one with Sara Gilbert, his co-star on Roseanne, but they broke up when Gilbert publicly came out as gay. Galecki later had a son named Avery with model Elena Meyer, but the couple separated in 2020. The custody battle was intense, with Galecki distancing himself from his parents due to their lack of acceptance of him. Despite being famous and successful in his career, Galecki continues to face difficulties in his relationships and family life. Johnny Galecki, despite being famous for his role in The Big Bang Theory, has struggled with many issues over the years. His lifestyle haunted him for many years, and he also had to face alcohol addiction in his 30s. After a car accident in 2012, he sought rehabilitation. Although he has always maintained a professional appearance, insiders describe him as a lonely and introverted person. Now, at 49, Galecki lives in Nashville, finding comfort in music and woodworking. Johnny Galecki's net worth is estimated to be around $25 million, mostly from his earnings on The Big Bang Theory. Although he has completely stepped away from acting, he continues to live a quiet life, avoiding attention from the media. Galecki continues to seek peace and comfort in his personal hobbies, living a simple and reclusive life far from the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. If you found the stories of the Roseanne cast moving, don't forget to share your thoughts with us in the comments. Be sure to hit like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with more interesting and exciting content about other popular TV shows. Also, click the notification bell so you never miss any new videos. Natalie West, who played Crystal Anderson, Roseanne's fragile but optimistic friend, was 32 years old when the show began. Her character portrayed emotional vulnerability and a complex love life, reflecting many of West's own struggles. Although she received early acclaim, her career stalled after Roseanne, as casting directors were reluctant to see her beyond the role of Crystal. She married poet Elliot Graves in 1995, but the marriage ended within 4 years. West has a son named Jeremy who struggled with addiction and was incarcerated twice. This took a toll on her emotional health. In 2003, she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and decided to step away from public life. She spent time in support care facilities to treat her condition. She attempted a comeback through local theater, but financial limitations hindered the development of her career. The 2008 recession forced West to sell her house and declare bankruptcy. Now at 69, she lives in a nursing home in Evanston, Illinois, and is struggling with early-onset dementia. Her current net worth is estimated to be less than $50,000, and she remains forgotten by the industry she once helped shape. Although she has tried to overcome the hardships, her life is now full of challenges, far from the spotlight. Quinn, who played Mark Healy, Becky's rough yet kind-hearted boyfriend, was only 20 years old when he joined Roseanne in 1990. His portrayal of Becky's rebellious boyfriend made a significant impact on audiences and made him a fan favorite. However, behind the scenes, Quinn struggled with lifelong drug addiction. His early fame and the pressures of Hollywood created a whirlwind of challenges in his life. After Roseanne ended, Quinn's career never recovered. He briefly became engaged to an ambitious actress named Holly Kessler, but their engagement ended after multiple stints in rehab. Quinn had a daughter named Grace, but he never met her. The mother of Grace kept her existence a secret until after Quinn's passing. He had become estranged from most of his family, including his half-siblings, and often spoke about the emptiness he felt. Financial instability and homelessness haunted Quinn in his final years. He died from a heroin overdose on December 3, 2002, at the age of 32. At the time of his death, he was living in a friend's house and had no stable income. His estate was estimated to be under $50,000, most of which was used to pay off debts and cover funeral expenses. Estelle Parsons, known for her role as Beverly Harris, the overbearing and judgmental mother in Roseanne, was 61 years old when the show began in 1988. Her performance as a humorous, controlling matriarch who subtly conveyed emotional implications of a deeply unstable family past was widely praised. In real life, Parsons experienced a life filled with disappointment following 2 failed marriages and lived alone for the remainder of her life. She has 3 children, Richard, Eliza, and Georgia. Despite a distinguished career, Estelle Parsons endured many emotional struggles and family relationship issues. She distanced herself from her children due to years of instability. Her painful battle with macular degeneration left her partially blind by the age of 85. In her later years, she lived in seclusion and rarely appeared in public, often arguing with former colleagues. Despite her illustrious career, she often lamented that she never felt the love from those closest to her. Estelle Parsons spent her final years in a modest assisted living facility in New York, far from the glamour of Hollywood. By 2025, she is 97 years old and in declining health. Her estimated net worth is around $1.2 million, most of which is invested in trust funds that she can no longer access without the help of others. Her life now is quiet and peaceful, away from any public attention. O'Keefe has a son named Dylan, but he later became estranged from his son during a dark period marked by depression and alcoholism. After Roseanne ended, his acting prospects dwindled, with only occasional guest appearances and independent projects that never gained attention. Despite once being a rising star, O'Keefe's career could not maintain the momentum it had once had. Michael O'Keefe has struggled financially after his acting career declined. These challenging years have forced him to face numerous difficulties in maintaining a stable life. Although no longer prominent in the entertainment industry, he continues to live in the shadows, staying away from public attention. Michael O'Keefe's financial instability became more apparent, especially after several failed investments, including an unsuccessful health retreat in Arizona. He remarried briefly in 2009, but the marriage ended after just 2 years. Now, he lives in quiet solitude in upstate New York, estranged from most of his family and believed to be dealing with chronic health issues. While he has a few writing contracts, his presence in Hollywood has long since faded. By 2025, at the age of 70, O'Keeffe's net worth is estimated to be around $500,000, primarily consisting of real estate and royalties from past works. While his acting career no longer maintains the prominence it once had, he continues to live a relatively quiet life, no longer drawing attention in the entertainment industry. His financial situation is sufficient to sustain his lifestyle, but he no longer has the ability to generate substantial income from acting work. Sandra Bernhard, who played Nancy Bartlett, a bisexual character on Roseanne, was 36 years old when she joined the show in 1991. Her character was a trailblazer for LGBTQ+ visibility on mainstream television, reflecting Bernhard's own public, fearless persona. However, after the show ended, her career stumbled. She struggled to break free from being typecast and watched her solo career in comedy fade as younger voices began to dominate the scene. Sandra Bernhard has a daughter named Cicely with a former partner and raised her as a single mother after a bitter custody battle. Her relationships have often been brief and tumultuous, failing to provide long-term stability. She has faced family pain, especially following the death of her father, which reopened old wounds. Financially, Bernhard has struggled due to poor management and the collapse of a Broadway project she had funded. Now 69 years old, Sandra Bernhard continues to perform at small venues and host podcasts, but she is no longer as famous as she was in the 90s. Despite concerns about her health and ongoing anxiety, she remains outspoken and confident in public conversations. Her net worth is currently estimated at $750,000. However, she no longer maintains the prominence in the entertainment industry that she once had and struggles with personal financial difficulties. Emma Kenney began playing Harris Connor Healy on The Connors when she was just 18 and was praised as an up-and-coming star when she joined the reboot in 2018. Now 25 years old, Emma has navigated the pressures of fame from a young age, but not without consequences. Her public image is that of a confident icon of Generation Z, but in reality, she is facing her own private struggles. After a messy argument with her parents, she legally emancipated herself at the age of 20. Emma Kenney's personal relationships have been fleeting and tumultuous, including a widely publicized toxic romance with a co-star, which ended with a restraining order. Although she continues acting, Emma has faced rumors about anxiety, drug use, and erratic behavior on social media. She released a memoir in 2024, detailing her struggles with an eating disorder and her years of therapy. Financially, Emma Kenney has done well thanks to the Connors and sponsorship deals. However, those close to her say she feels more lonely than ever. She currently lives in Los Angeles with 2 rescue dogs and rarely attends industry events. Her current net worth is estimated at $1.5 million, but much of that is invested in trust funds and therapy-related expenses, limiting her access to personal finances. The journey of the Roseanne cast is a testament to both the spotlight and the darker sides of fame. From the laughter on screen to the quiet struggles off screen, they have endured unimaginable highs and lows. While not everyone has managed to maintain their former glory, each of them has left an indelible mark on the hearts of fans. If you find these stories meaningful, Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Which character did you love the most? Which life story left the biggest impression on you? And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss out on more exciting videos about famous stars and Hollywood behind the scenes. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.